la 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 la. Okay, I have to be honest. Uh, yeah. It's been a busy week, as you might know, of course, with the Crimson Desert stuff and everything else. And normally we of course do it on a Wednesday, but I thought yesterday didn't really make a lot of sense. So I was just working on, as you can see here, a short based on the Unity update, the 60 FPS update that is out now, and I lost track of time. I lost track of time. So luckily, lovely moderator Brock was like,
Oh, like
how's it going? Do you, are you still looking for stuff?" But yeah, sorry, I completely lost track of time. But we are here. So thanks everyone for sticking around. I'm sorry that I'm late. Sorry that yeah, not my best move. But next week I will be back on the Wednesday. So then we can hopefully get the then we can hopefully get the regular time back. Although I will be gone for 2 Wednesdays as well. But that's a thing for later. Uh, After all these years, yeah. But of course, it has been a crazy week, and as you might know, I'm now, uh, yeah, not. I don't have Joyce and Dennis anymore helping me out, so there's way more to do on my own. Luckily, I've help from other corners, so that is nice. But yeah, lots of content to make. I now also have Crimson Desert. I've not played yet the review code, but I do have it. I can say that. And yeah, we'll of course have a review in 2 weeks' time on March 18th. So that's gonna be, yeah, exciting. The Brazilian, Redwood Phantom, Kira the Alchemist, Kamui Subi1. Thanks everyone for joining. We have Norris as well, Sarah Daniel, Carl, Captain P. As always, good to see you. Frankie Chu, McMotorhead, Jet Laner. I saw Melissa there as well. And Stephen Martin. I hope the stream isn't duplicated again. Well, at least that worked out. Did your drown in the bathtub? I wish. I wish. I wish. I might do a bathtub tonight. That's actually a good idea. Thanks, York. Red Panda's here too. Is this happening? Yeah, it is. Saber Knight, saw you there as well. Thanks a lot for watching. When is the next free roam podcast? Well, Ninja Bear, we recorded one yesterday during Luke's stream. I'm not sure if he published it yet, but it was live. Maybe people that are watching now have seen it. No, it's not up yet, but he will likely post it on the live channel and on the free roam podcast feed, so it will appear there. But you can also look at the Crimson Desert stream that he did, and then just like move 2 hours. Like I think after 2 hours I joined, something like that. We talked about Crimson Desert. We talked about the Assassin's Creed stuff. We talked about Hunter's Gathering. I think it was a pretty good episode, actually. Lots of cool stuff. It's alright, good to see you as well. Thanks everyone for joining. So yeah, quite some news, of course, that we already kind of talked about it. It's been an interesting week in that we talked about it last week as well, where I was like, or someone said this comment where they were like, why is everything happening at the same time? I think I like had that comment right. Did I copy it? No. But basically, I think it's like really important for these companies to kind of pay attention to what other people are doing, because yesterday, no kidding, we got the Crimson Desert embargo at 3 p.m. Central European time. On that same day, or on that same time and day, we had the Control Resonant embargo, another game I'm looking forward to a lot. I got a cool video about that coming up on the main channel, so it would be awesome if you check that out when it's up. It might be today, otherwise a bit later. Then, that same day, 007 put up their video. Then, 3 hours later, the Assassin's Creed account was like, yo, we are talking about what's happening in 2026. And what they also just did. Let's see. I'm already baiting people. I'm already. Of course, this is what they announced. One of the big things. The Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced art. So that's exciting. Hey Faust, good to see you as well. Fassy, I'm playing Resident Evil Requiem instead. I heard so many good things. I think I will play it, but it will be after some time. Skata, good to see you as well. So, yeah, this is of course what they announced. Finally, the art. They were basically like, yeah, it's happening. It is happening. And I'm saying really curious if it has the RPG combat. Because let's be honest, the old school combat sucks. I'm saying it out loud. Come get me. I mean, they should still keep the short time to kill, but not give me that counter-based stuff. There's no depth. There are only a few enemies. They have 2 moves. And then when they block the attack, you press X. And then otherwise you press square. And it's not good. It's really not good. You do feel like a badass, so they gotta keep the badass part of it. But I want the Origins combat. I want the Origins combat. And the pirate-style combat would not be bad. I mean, was it really pirate-style combat? It was just the old-school AC combat. And I think the finishers in AC Black Flag were not even that good. They were just, like, compare that to AC3. Or like other games, like even Syndicate had like amazing finishers. Bring on Black Flag. PlayStation pulling away from PC is interesting. Yes, we're going to talk about that. 13 Randon. Hit the like button. Hey, Darklaw. That's, I agree with that. Fassy is saying that he's going to like cancel the pre-order for Crimson Desert because of bad feeling about the performance on PC. They are continuously saying that they're going to talk about PC performance or console performance before launch. They still got 2 weeks. So I would also not pre-order until we have that information if you're planning to play on PlayStation. I only have a PC code. I already requested console codes as well. I got my consoles ready. They want to see what's up. So I really hope in my review I can talk about performance on those platforms. But what I think is that they want to wait till the day 1 update or whatever and then reveal console footage. But like, it's hard to predict because it's their own engine, right? We don't really know what they are going to do. Just give enemies more moves. That is, I guess, but the moves don't really matter that much if you can counter them. Like, they need more enemies as well. I think that's really, really important. As long as they don't remove or censor things from the original, yeah. Yeah, they should not change too much. Narratively and stuff like that. They should not touch that stuff. This should be an easy win. But I do think the RPG combat could make the game better. But on the other hand, maybe they should not touch that either and just upgrade the regular combat. I don't know. Like, I think the RPG combat is the way to go. But I do think people will not like it. Because it does make the game different instead of making it the definitive way to play Black Flag. And that is what it should be. It should be the game with the shadows, upgrades. So, like, they talked about more activities on some of the empty islands. Maybe make some of the activities more varied as well. Make the hunting better. The hunting was not good. And, yeah. Surprised that they mentioned that Jade is still in development, but I thought that the game was finished years ago. So, Jade is an interesting situation, of course, because it's made by Tencent and Level Infinite. So, it seems, and that was like an internal report, that at one point for Jade, they were... so basically, Tencent paid a lot of money to make a game based on... make an Assassin's Creed game, basically, for phones. And yeah, Ubisoft got a lot of money for that. and they are also using a lot of the Odyssey animations and assets. So they also likely still have to pay a percentage to Ubisoft for everything they earn or for everything they make through microtransactions. So the internal report said that they were looking at internal projects that they fully own. So if someone buys a microtransaction, they get most of the money and do not have to like share it with Ubisoft. But now that they of course own like a 25% stake in the Assassin's Creed franchise, it's more lucrative to push Jade, and it's in their best interest to make Assassin's Creed as big as possible. So I would not be surprised if there are more reasons for them to continue. But I also would not be surprised if when we see Jade again, they might have changed some things, because they had a whole gacha system around weapons, and I just don't know if people are like how these mobile games of course can fund themselves is because there's maybe 1% that spends 80% of all the revenue, like the whales. And I don't know if the whales are willing to spend thousands of dollars on legendary weapons. Those weapons would have abilities linked to them that are unique to those weapons. So that's an interesting system. But yeah, why is Genshin Impact so good? Or why it doesn't make so much money like all the Hojo first games? Is because you basically gamble for these characters. And they of course have way more like... They look way cooler than just a staff or a spear. So maybe they are going back to the drawing board and are actually adding characters. Although they cannot really add like famous characters. Like, I think that would be probably the better approach. But yeah, how will they fit all those characters in that timeline? I don't know. Although Cassandra is in the game, we do know that. But yeah. Better parkour finishers and better hunting along with a visual overhaul, and it will be an easy moneymaker. Yeah, I agree. That would be good as well. The whales, the Leviathans, yes. I think the combat is a mix of both old and new. Severus, thanks for joining. Like, I think that makes sense. I think Mirage already did that. Mirage was still very counter-focused. When you would counter on the normal difficulty, you could then instantly take the enemy out, which was kind of similar to the older games. But you still could do a light attack combo and stuff like that. And actually, your sword swing could hit multiple enemies. And I do hope that that's the case. I do hope they have the hitbox-based system instead of the targeting and stuff. And I hope more enemies. I think that's very important. Shoeboy is saying, hey, do you have any idea what the main story length is going to be for Crimson Desert? By the way, I love your videos. Thanks for joining. I think the main story length is hard to say. So, during the preview, we had 13... I saw that there were 13 chapters. Something like that. But, I think it's easily gonna be 40 hours. But maybe more. I'm thinking about mainlining the game first. What I really noticed with Crimson Desert is that you really wanna that there are quite some unlocks and stuff and things that you get for free with the main story that you can otherwise also like buy in the world. So I think it's smart to just knock out the main story, and then okay, maybe you then also get access to the home base, to your camp basically. You get access to certain abilities, and then I think explore the world. Because I think it's very smart to get that home base ASAP, because you can like have some passive income there. You can send some of your gray mains to other locations, and I think it's smart to unlock those passive things ASAP. Because then, yeah, you can make some money while exploring the world. And if you don't like follow the main story for a long time, you will likely miss out on quite some unlocks, or it will just take way more time to get these resources. So I think that's what I'm doing. Although I would not be surprised if at one point you hit a roadblock where an enemy will be way too powerful and you're like, damn, I have to like do some other stuff, get some loot and stuff like that to be able to kill this boss. But I already have some cool ideas. I already have some tips in my head, and I will, of course, share them with you, spoiler-free, when it's time. I would also like to see a remake of Assassin's Creed Rogue. I mean, if Black Flag, the remake, is successful, like really successful, I think Ubisoft is going to be like, okay, we're doubling down. And you would think, obviously I'm not a developer, but you would think with Rogue being made out of a lot of assets from Black Flag, that then remaking Rogue would not be that hard. And I think Rogue, many people missed Rogue, I think. It launched, of course, that's still wild, right? They launched Rogue and Unity. Was it on the same day? I think it was the same day, right? Rogue was PS4, Xbox One, and Rogue was 360, PS3, and Unity was PS4, Xbox One. Like, imagine that happening now in this day and age. 2 games on the same day in the same franchise. Have we ever, like, seen that in other series? That is crazy, right? If you think about it. The AC Shadows combat is not bad. No, one try only. I think the AC Shadows combat, best in the series. I would almost go as far to say that. I think it's very good. The stealth in particular. Let Bordeaux do something and remake old games. I want Bordeaux to make their own game. Like a Mirage Plus. They got at least the ambition. They got the... I would love that. I still think a Battlefield moment for Assassin's Creed is what they need. Or what will work. Because people are hungry for that nostalgic stuff. I really think just doing a new Unity. Like a Unity, but launch it now. And polished. I think it would do very well. Hey, 53 Nights, good to see you. Can only afford one, and a Toxic Avenger, of course. Do you feel that we will care about the camp like we did in RDR2? So Kevin, like, that is overall my feeling. I don't think you should really compare this game to Red Dead Redemption 2. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 goes really deep in immersion, and you really feel like, whoa, this is a world that is lived in. I did not get that feeling in Crimson Desert. I think Crimson Desert is way more interesting in terms of gameplay and what you can do in the world. So I think I will end up liking Crimson Desert more than RDR2 because I just enjoy the combat depth and stuff and toying around with that. That is what I love. But I think the narrative, the story, interacting with these people, the side content will likely be much better, and exploring the world and finding the secrets will likely be better in Red Dead Redemption 2. But I still think Crimson Desert will be great in its own way. I prefer overall, and that's of course a preference thing, I like to explore new settings and medieval fantasy stuff, because I never know what I can expect. If you are in a cowboy world, they of course have to like make the game with a certain set of rules. So that is of course interesting. With Crimson Desert, they have technology. Like the helicopter boss. If like there are we saw on Reddit that there are like 71 bosses. So very early in the game you can go to your journal or whatever and then see the amount of like bosses. It has like 71 so far I've not seen them recycle anything. I think that is like a big thing for bosses. It's not like the ogres or the cyclopses, or that was the ogres, right? In Ragnarok or in God of War, where we are there. He's now blue, but he still has that big stone, and we fight him over and over again. It really seems that every boss you encounter is unique, which kind of wild. Which is kind of wild indeed. Should I get Marathon or Crimson Desert? That's Marathon and Crimson Desert, those are two completely different games. Like, if you have a group that, like, if you like the Server Slam for Marathon, you have a group of friends that is playing that, then Marathon might be the way to go. But if you want to be, like, lock yourself up for a month or two and just play one game, but single player, get Crimson Desert. But yeah, I think Crimson Desert overall is the better choice too. I rather hope for an AC1 remake. Yeah, I get it, Brock. We will likely see that too. Marathon, bro, you gotta be kidding. Yeah, I would not pick Marathon either, but I really, like, it really depends. Like, if you love Bungie, if you love shooters, and are not really into single-player RPGs, then I think Marathon is probably the better choice. But, yeah, I think in terms of, like, I would totally pick Crimson Desert. I'm gonna, like, look into Marathon in terms of, like, how it's doing and what it means for PlayStation, because I really think if Marathon doesn't do well, Herman is... But I think it might do pretty well, but not as well as they hoped. So I'm gonna just be refreshing that Steam database concurrence. I think that is gonna be fun to check for sure. It might... Let me... so I wanted to still do for Crimson Desert like a video where I answer a lot of the questions that I saw in the comments. Of course, if you have now questions, you can drop them as well. I'm gonna quickly go to the PlayStation news in regards to PC. I'm really curious what you guys think of that. And yeah, if there are other things, we can of course touch on those as well. I am gonna quickly share this stream in the posts on the main channel, so people know that we are live now discussing latest. Okay, that should help. Crimson Desert might be Dragon's Dogma. I was waiting. The Dragon's Dogma 2 I was waiting for. Hey, East Blue Drew, good to see you. I get the Dragon's Dogma 2 comparison quite a lot. It does seem, but I think the combat in Crimson Desert is 10 times better. I thought the combat in Dragon's Dogma was serviceable, but not very good. And it does seem that Crimson Desert has a bit more quality of life than Dragon's Dogma, where of course fast travel was a whole thing in Dragon's Dogma. They made certain things more complicated, but that was like part of the journey. They wanted you to travel a lot. In Crimson Desert, you can just... I've not like unlocked a lot of fast travel points, but you should just be able to boom, 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 fast travel around if you unlock these points, I think. So you obviously have like mounts and stuff, so I think traversal will be way nicer. These Sunday videos are turning into a real soap opera. What do you mean by that? Will it be possible to change the night? Yes. So, let me quickly see because... Beep, beep. Okay, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, so... Arctix in his video said that you can change the time of day if you go to a sleep near a campfire or in a bed. There is a cooldown on it though, so you cannot just continuously do it. But night in this game, not like Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma, of course, had like skeleton spawn and stuff. This game, it's just very dark. And yeah, I prefer playing during the day. So I will totally... Hopefully there's like a fast travel spot near a bed where I can sleep. So I can always do that when it gets night. Because recording stuff during night, in this game in particular, means that you basically cannot use the footage. But the night is pretty interesting. And you have a lantern with you that you can always turn on. So I think it does give you a different experience. But like I said in the video as well, during night, the city is not very alive. There are still people on the city is kind of similar during night compared to during day. The same people are kind of standing on the street as our kid like on the street. So again, if you compare it to other more lively open world games where, yeah, these enemies kind of have, of these NPCs kind of have a schedule, that's not the case here. I'm gonna pull up some of my gameplay. I think that might be fun to look at here. So let's open my folder. because I see some people ask about the combat. So let's take a look. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. I was like trying a lot here though, so this might be footage of me dying quite a lot, but that's still kind of interesting, I think. So here we are. So you can unlock most of the skills from really early on. So here I had the drop kick, and you have to get into the air to be able to use it. It's not very good though, as you can see. There are certainly some skills that are better than others. But yeah, I was using the unarmed combat as well. I did not upgrade it here though. But like, yeah, you can do really cool moves with that unarmed combat. So yeah, you can easily make an unarmed combat build. Although it is like not as strong as other playstyles, because you do kind of miss that extra attack stat that a weapon would have. But yeah, as you can see, you do kind of have the yeah, you do kind of have the combos and stuff. But yeah, also here, look at the amount of enemies. This is like often the case, and I think Black Desert Online, the previous game from these creators, had that of course as well. A lot of enemies that you're fighting at the same time, which is kind of different from a lot of the other open world games. Now, luckily for most of the camps, there's like a percentage. So you fight enemies, and then if the percentage lowers, if it's 0, you win. Even though if there are still like some enemies around, you will still take over the camp. The enemies might run away or something. So you don't have to kill all of them, but it does mean that you're sometimes fighting 20 enemies at the same time. Hello, a bit late to the party. Hope everyone is all good. Moisty Moist, thanks for joining. Do enemies respawn? Can you farm them over and over to get the same rewards? So, I don't really know. It does seem that there are, again, camps with that percentage. It does seem that if you just complete that camp, the enemies will not respawn. But how the preview session worked is we were basically teleported, or we could start the game from the beginning, and then later on were we were given some end game saves, so we could like check the game out later on, and we would still be in that first region, and there were a lot of enemies I could kill. Now I don't know if that is because that save they just boosted the character and did not complete that content in the first region, or if it's really that the enemies respawn. I think it would be wild if the enemies do not respawn, but so how it works is that you see this bar in the left corner, right? Next to your mini map. So there's no XP in this game, but there's still some sort of progression. So if I kill an enemy, then that bar will fill. It's not a lot, but yeah, again, there are a lot of enemies. So if you are able to kill them really fast, you fill that bar, and then you get an Abyss artifact, and you can use that for a skill point. So that is basically what you get mostly from these enemies. Sometimes they drop, sometimes they drop other stuff as well. Again, here I was just trying the different moves and stuff, so it's not like the best footage. I just wanted to record a lot of the. I just wanted to record a lot of the different skills. We can try this. But yeah, so let's see. We're now at this boss fight. So this is a world boss that you can encounter, and it's near a camp. And yeah, you can basically just skip that camp and get to this boss arena, and then you will fight this. And this was a pretty long fight. This was a pretty long fight, and you will see. I will probably get hit by the drills as well, but yeah, I was probably under leveled. I was still able to defeat it, but it took some time. As you can see, it did some damage. Now, luckily, you can stock up on food. So you can very easily just eat and increase your health. So actually cooking and getting those ingredients is very important. Are the enemies bullet spongy? So that would of course then be... There's like a different word for it, right? Yeah, I was trying some attacks, but you really just want to do one attack and then dodge away. Because if he like hits you with the drill, it's like almost game over instantly. But so the bosses do have a lot of health. They do. And I like there I'm sure there are some skills, but it's not like Odyssey where you can really or like other RPGs where the gear has a huge impact. Because even the weapon that I had here, like this, see how OP that guy is. One combo and I'm down. But luckily there was an item that I could use that would let me respawn. So that is kind of nice. Oh no, I did not even have that here. So I guess we're just retrying here. But yeah, when you retry, you will see what happens. Overall, the loading screens, and this on PC, were pretty long. But I think that it's because they are loading the world constantly. Because of the insane draw distance. So as you can see, it takes quite a long time. I'm not used to that anymore. The combat I'm hearing is either too complicated or just really good, but it takes learning. It's really good. It takes learning. It is really good. The boss was made by the guy Miami who created Golden Star. Marnie, who created Golden Star. Really? I like it so much that you can take away his hand drill. Yeah. You get that at the end of the fight. Hey, Peps Gaming, good to see you. Hey, Aussie Gaming Bro. Hey, did you ever overfill your inventory or have a home-based storage option or transfer loot out? So, the inventory at the start of the game is not very good. But by doing quite some early missions, you were able to upgrade your inventory by 3 slots. So I really think early in the game it's good to do these missions because it will help you out. You will find a lot of crap in this game, and you want to get that inventory up. But I'm not, like, I did not get to the home base, so hopefully there is a chest there where you can store. Look at the damage. Where you can like store on store stuff. But I did not see that. See, I do think that was probably a weak thing I hit. So I did the force palm, and that was kind of like a weak point. I do think I can like revive myself. So I think during the main story I got these revive options. But I only found 3. I'm not sure if you can like farm them or anything, but don't waste them basically. I need to stock up 99 potatoes. Yeah, that seems like the great idea. Look at the damage. Out of 10, without thinking what you would rate the overall... Out of 10, thinking what you would rate the overall enjoyment, I think it would be... I think this game will have very high highs, but I do think it will have some frustrating moments as well. And that is mostly because there are some puzzles that... I need a bit more... like, I like it when there are a bit more rules to these puzzles. So right now they just give you 100 abilities, something like that. That's a bit like oversaturating, but there are a lot of abilities in this game. So you reach a puzzle and it's like, okay, I can do everything here. But I like it when the game kind of teaches you, or you already have interacted with this object in a certain way, so you kind of know what to expect. Yeah, the shooting arrows and doing the charge shot was really the way to go. A charge shot did a lot of damage and cost me only 1 arrow, because you have arrows in this game. And Yeah, that was kind of the way to go. Because again, the moment I tried to get close, I will be insta-killed. Although you did see me do the force palm, like, yeah, I'm trying it in. See, I try something different than the bow, and I immediately get hit. But yeah, the force palm did do some sort of electricity on the boss, so I do think that is probably what you want to do. But, like, I do think every boss has kind of a weakness. So, you can just do it like me, where you just, yeah, do this tactic. But there are probably some, like, tactics you can do to make it way easier. How did the combat feel compared to melee? The bow combat. So, the bow combat is pretty good, but I saw someone ask, can you, like, headshot an enemy and then they die? But that's not the case. So I think it's very interesting that they overall say that this game is not an RPG, but when I think of an action adventure game, I think of, okay, I hit this enemy in the head and they die. And that is not the case. So the bow can be very, like, the bow is very RPG based in that you need a good bow, you need some good stats, you need the right arrows. Like the poison arrows I used did way more damage than the regular arrows. So yeah, it's really about using your abilities to improve the damage. And because the regular damage is just not a lot, and even regular enemies need to get hit a lot of times before they go down. Another annoying thing that I hope they address is, so you have a lock-on system, and maybe I'm gonna try it here. So right now I'm not locked onto the target. If the dot, the white dot that you see on the enemy is like larger, then I will have locked on. There I go. So now I'm locking on, but the moment I aim with my bow, the lock-on disappears. See? So then you have to press down on the D-pad again, which was quite annoying. So I really hope that they still change that. Is this late or early game? That health bar is lacking a little bit. Yeah, it's this is early game. This is the first region in the game where you can encounter this boss. But again, I only played for 3 hours or something at this point. I was way under leveled, it felt like. But you have no way of telling. I could still take it out, but yeah, then it takes a long time, as you can see here. Maybe you can stun him with the environment. Yeah, I was thinking maybe about that too, because there are some TNT boxes around here too. So maybe that is the way to go, where he like drills himself to death. Look at the amount of damage. So maybe you lure him near one of those boxes, because there are some explosives. So I do think there are probably ways to make the fight easier. But I wasn't really paying it. Like, see, there's now like a TNT box like to the left there. I will succeed in the end, but what do you think is better, a controller or keyboard and mouse? I saw a lot of people that actually prefer to play with keyboard and mouse in general, that they like the keyboard and mouse controls a lot. And I think if you prefer that over, or if you don't mind playing a game like this with a keyboard and mouse, I think that might be the best way to do it. Because there are just a lot of abilities that on controller you need to learn button combinations, like R1 and X, or R1 and R2, or like triangle and circle. Like, just like fighting games, they put a lot of actions on 2 buttons, and on keyboard it's just one press of a random button, like an MMO. Again, that was like one of my biggest takeaways from this session, or from this from basically this game, from my preview, is that it's still like you see you see that this was first an MMO, and I think that's very very interesting overall, in just how the static the world is, how the NPCs just stand around, but also just in terms of the amount of depth in terms of skills, feels like they just had multiple characters, but now they just put them all into one. Yeah, the bar is like blinking now. And I remember from previous boss fights that the bar was like blinking. So I'm just now gonna go in. That R2 attack is really strong. Oh, wow. I luckily had quite some food, but it was not very good food. Boom. Kill him. Yes. So yeah, I think this took like 10 minutes. For smoke, and the previous had me hype for this. I'm ready. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing to get lost in this world. Mouse and keyboard feels like yeah. Did you encounter many different types of bows? I'm not sure if like the bows will be different. So now I'm getting the drill arm. So again, every boss seems to have a unique reward. And look at the inventory. Like every butterfly or something you pick up is one slot in your inventory. So you can already see that it gets filled up pretty fast. I wish we got his armor too. That would have been nice. What's the yellow bar under his health? That's a good point. Maybe that I can also use that to stun them. I don't know. But yeah, here you see on the map that I got him. Did you swim underwater if possible in this game? So I did swim, but I would die. It would cost me stamina, and then when that stamina was empty, I would take damage over time. So I don't think we should expect diving. But yeah, here you see me use the drill arm. I think I can just like that is the cool part about this game. You're okay, a big gate, no worries. Launch myself in the air. Look at how big this area is. And you see that 100% in the left, right? So killing an enemy lowers the percentage. But yeah, I'm now trying to use that drill arm. And yeah, it's kind of hard with the amount of enemies. Getting hit as well, so I have to be careful. Not sure if I'm able to use the drill arm here. But yeah, you see the TNT or like the explosive boxes there too. So maybe the... Oh, here I grab an enemy with the grapple hook. I think I need an upgrade for the skill to be able to pull him. You think this was worth the wait? I think it really depends on what you expect from this game, but certainly if you are going to if you like this, there we go. So it didn't do a lot of damage, but you can basically stun lock an enemy for a brief duration. But yeah, as you can see, I was almost dead, so I wanted to run away. They'll let you play this game. Yeah, Happy Gamer. I played for 6 hours. PS5 Pro performance, we kinda we don't know yet. But they are using the PSSR too, so that means that it will have a higher frame rate with a high resolution. I hope I can show PS5 Pro gameplay before release. What do you think, Your Crimson will be a banger, good, or just okay game? I think Crimson Desert will be... If you are... Like, if you like the game, if you don't mind having to figure out things yourself, look at how strong that is, then I think you will really love it. Like, if this clicks, there's so much content, this might be one of your favorite games. But I really think that some people will not vibe with it. And it might be, for me, that some of the puzzles and some things are kind of a turn off too. But I get that people do like it. Again, if you just try to record footage, then you often die. But that's not really an issue. Does the purple background behind an item represent its rarity? I do think it does, Steven. Does the world pause when you go into the map or inventory? That's a good question. I think it does. Yeah. Do you think Crimson Desert is gonna sell better than Resident Evil? Yeah. Because Crimson Desert is also gonna sell very well in China and in Korea. or especially in Korea. So that's of course a huge market, and I think this game will sell very well over time. I think Resident Evil as well, but it now sold like 5 million. I think it's gonna like by the end of the year maybe sell 7 million or something. Like the majority of the sales will have come in the first week. I think Crimson Desert will sell very well over time, kind of like Elden Ring. Yeah, this needs a difficulty setting for the mainstream. Yeah, like I think for example Elden Ring, of course, also did not have a difficulty setting, but in that game, it always felt kind of fair. If you died or if you could not like continue, you could for one just go another direction and try things yourself. This is by the way not smart because you hurt your horse and now I could not sprint with the horse anymore. So don't do that. Don't fall down with the horse. But puzzles like that feel kind of random. Like again, there are people that will like it, but I'm always for more option. Just give me the option where a hint is displayed after 5 minutes. Something like that to just like I still need to figure out the puzzle myself, but I can at least I at least know where to start. And I do think it will just with how like gaming nowadays, like if you only have like a few hours to play, and then you're stuck at this puzzle for half an hour, then yeah, it's not a great experience. I think being stuck at a boss where you can also always go back and become stronger, you at least know what the end goal is. With some of the puzzles, it's like, how do I even start? And I worry that because some of the puzzles that were kind of overcomplicated, in my opinion, were already part of the main story early on. So I am curious how that will impact the enjoyment of people. Imagine being stuck on a puzzle for a week because you only have an hour a night to play. Again, like this game still will have the like you can still do a lot of other things, but so I think it would have been better if sure there are puzzles in the main story, but they're not that complicated. While the side puzzles that reward maybe very good stuff, they can be crazy complicated. I don't mind, but if you're like halting my story progression because I have to remember that I'm like basically what can happen is that if you played the main story, you get an ability very early on. And then a few hours like and then you're getting to the open world and you're like, okay, awesome. I want to do a lot of other things. Then after 10 hours, you're like, okay, I want to go back to the main story. Then you reach a puzzle and you completely forgotten about that one ability that you got early in the main story because you've been doing all of other things. And maybe you've been like playing like and maybe that was like a few nights ago as well. So then you've reached that puzzle. You kind of forgot that you had that ability. You never used that ability in that way before. So they kind of expect you to figure that out yourself, which can be nice. But I don't know. I do like some sort of rules, at least so you know, okay, or that, okay, this object works with this ability. And now they're like, yeah, you can push buttons, but this button is different and you never used it before, etc. So I was really low on health here. But I am going to do one more interesting thing in this footage. I think gamers will be okay with it. Yeah, again, it really depends on the person. It really depends. I mean, Luke made some great points during the podcast. I totally recommend people checking that out as well. But he says like, and that is true as well. Like we've reached a point where companies totally underestimate gamers as well, and then you get way too easy games, and you get like companions that tell the solution before you could even thought about it yourself. That is not good either. But this game completely swings in the other direction. And I'm always for, at least, having some options. Like, personally, I like this game for certain reasons. And I'm afraid that I will have to do quite some stuff that I'm not really a fan of in order to get to those fun things. So I prefer it if I have at least the option to, maybe progress through some of the puzzles a bit faster to get to the bosses. Like, if I'm stuck at a boss, okay, that is like a cool challenge. Okay, I'm gonna maybe use different skills, change my loadout a bit, let's try it again. But if I'm stuck at a puzzle where I don't even know where to start, that is not fun to me. But get good. I mean, it depends on the type of player you are. The AI in this game is looking bad before the previews, but these NPCs look so aggressive. I'm using my pickaxe here. I'm like, maybe, because you can use everything, like all your items, which is kind of nice. But no, the NPCs are pretty aggressive. Bosses too. But the combat just feels really good. I played it like a few times, and they significantly improved it as well. Really fun. You're acting weird, like there's something you're not telling us. What do you mean? I never played Elden Ring because it doesn't have a difficulty setting, but I don't find doing the same boss a dozen times fun. Yeah, I totally get that. For me, I think Control put it right. So I was part of a Control Resonant preview event, and because the game is more melee focused, they were asking, okay, is it Souls-like? And they said no. And they kind of said that Souls-likes are more where you react to the enemy, and you have to learn the patterns of the enemy and then strike. While in Control, you are in charge. You decide how to attack. The enemies will still do their moves, but it's about speed. So you dodge away and then you counter. So it's way more about offensive, an aggressive playstyle than waiting for a moment that you can strike the enemy. And that kind of clicked for me, where it's like, that is what I love too. That's why I like Black Myth Wukong. That game gives you a lot of like, you're just as powerful as the boss you're fighting. So yeah, you have a ton of tools to fight this boss and be very strong. You don't have to wait for the boss to do an attack and then have a short window to strike. And Sekiro is more like that too. You're a way more capable fighter. Obviously, you're parrying and but still, you have some abilities. And I just kind of miss that in a lot of the other From Software games. And Crimson Desert is like that too. It's like, you are super powerful. You can really go crazy on this boss. You don't have to parry or anything. Just use your abilities, get creative, and hopefully you will succeed. And I like that approach more than reacting to a boss, basically. I've been watching you for years. I know when you don't like a game. It used to get dark like this in Black Desert Online. I miss it. Well, yeah, that I think it's a bit too dark, but again, you can sleep change the time of day. But I don't really know how to react. Mas Wacher. Of course, I only played the game 6 hours. And yeah, like I said in the preview, there were parts like the puzzles I did not enjoy at all. But the skill system is amazing, and I like doing the combat. So, like I said in the preview, I am worried that you will have to get through some frustrating puzzles to get to those cool bosses and stuff like that. So we will see how it all shakes out. But maybe Only early game had these puzzles. And later in the game, they're only for, like, maybe they wanted to introduce you to puzzles early in the game, and then throughout the main story, there are no puzzles. And it's just only the side content. That would be great. But maybe that's not the case. We don't know. I just overall hope that there are not a lot of mandatory puzzles that are kind of complicated. But we will see. It will be mostly action, though, for sure. I love puzzle games. I just hope the puzzles are close to Witness type quality if they pop a lot. It would be funny if they combined a puzzle game with an action game. Like for me, puzzles are fun when you at least know where to start and always have a sense of progress. And the puzzles in this game felt completely random. Where let's just quickly go over it, and you guys tell me if I'm crazy or not. Because I wanna know now. Because it was interesting to hear Luke's take on it during his stream, because he kind of liked that stuff, and that is awesome to hear. So, okay. This is very early in the game. You go to the Abyss, which the island in the sky. So, I think here we get the grapple hook for the first time. So again, it's just super early on. Then you have these circles. So we have to open the door. We learn, okay, you can use the grapple hook. You turn this around. Axiom Forge can be used to manipulate objects. You can move the grabbed object around. Yeah, you can grab it. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, you do it like this. And then the line goes to the other thing. And you, of course, want to... Oh. Again, you're constantly like, okay, what was the button again? It was R3, I think. And then... So yeah, you're kind of fighting the controls here, but that is fine, and it just takes some time. So yeah, you're moving it around. Let's see. And then the door opens. Okay, so far so good. Then, later on, there's another puzzle. This is the first puzzle. So here, you're like, okay, how do I enter this? Well, there is this block that you have to move, and you put it there, and then you can go down. Well, so far so good. Boom. Okay, now we put... You're like, okay, where do I have to put this? Well, that is like glowing. So we can like learn the... So yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I should grab these blocks, put them there, but no, that was not the case. So now we're just learning. Let's see, did I already learn the ability? Yeah, that's of course cool. You like kind of look at people and then you say, okay, force palm. So now they teach you, okay, force palm, you can use that to hit the block. Boom. The block, hit it. And this is, by the way, not the puzzle I'm talking about. This is the first puzzle. So, okay, now something happens. And then I think I had to put this one not there. Okay, I think I kind of completed the puzzle. So then you have to hit that. I kind of forgot how it works. But yeah, this is not the point. Later on, there's another puzzle. So yeah, basically to complete this puzzle, you have to climb up. And yeah, it's kind of hard because you don't have the glide yet. So I was figuring out how to climb up here. Use the jump. So yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm low health here, and I have nothing really to heal myself. I think this gives spirit. So then you have to climb on this. Okay, if I like circle, do I have to like grab it? No, you have to climb on it, and then use the force punch to hit it. But I was almost dead, so it launched me away. Look at this. And it killed me, and I had to do the puzzle again. Well, that is stupid. I should not have done that, but yeah, that is stuff that can happen. Let's quickly look at that other puzzle where I had that was not very fun. Okay, so yeah, that first puzzle was not that big of an issue overall. Just make sure you have enough fall damage, or you have enough health. Okay, now we reach this second puzzle. So you learn basically this move, where you can move this object up. So you just learned that. Okay, cool. We're entering this area. So now you're back at this area. You have the line again that you already saw in the previous thing. And it's a circle again. So I thought, okay, where is the grapple hook? So I was like, okay, I have to grab this because I had to do that before. Or I was like grabbing the circle and I had to like turn the circle around. That's what I thought. Okay, I have to like turn the circle around so the line continues. But that is not the case. So this is like previews of version 4. And the other one was 2. So this like 2 hours later, I have this puzzle. But you can do it way later. If you do a lot of stuff in the open world, you can do it way later. What do I need to do here? Let me know in the chat. I want to know if you figure it out. Because it has been I've shown you it. What I have to do. Like, okay, I have to drag this maybe. Push the thing. Okay, people are saying push the thing. That is good. Because that is indeed what we had to do. Let's see where yeah, you get that push ability and you never have to use it again. But here you have to use it again. So like, yeah, I have to boom. Now there was a bug and that did not help. As you can see, I was standing in front of the thing, but my push went the other way. So you will see it. Okay, now I did it right. Okay, now I see 2 more blocks here. Which one do I have to push? I thought this is good, right? Let's push this one. Again, that is a bug. They are going to fix it, but that was very annoying. I could not hit the thing. See? It targeted the other one or something. And then I did not have enough spirit, because you need spirit to do the attack. So then I could not do the attack again. I would start with the right one first. Why, Saber Knight? I'm curious. Okay. Can we just finally hit it? I have no spirit. We're just gonna watch this as I was playing, because this is what I was. And I have to say, like, another part of it is you only have a limited time to play during a preview event. So that is another thing where you're like, you don't want to be stuck at a puzzle for 10 minutes or longer. But yeah, the bug was not helping either. So I wanted to push the button. It was not possible. Now, again, they have fixed this bug, they said. But I'm sure we will encounter more bugs in the full game. And that is not helping. Okay. Can I finally push the button, please? Outside in. Okay. I was like, maybe do I have to grab that? Okay, can we try again? Come on. We're gonna have some music. We're gonna have at least some music. Yeah, I hit it again. Okay, so now it's these 2. Which one do I have to push? It felt kind of random. But yeah, it is. You push this one, these two go out. You push this one, these two go out. So now the right one. I think if I do the right one, I have it. But it was still hard. Did Luke say you can instantly feel the spirit? Yeah, Peps Gaming. He said that, and I didn't know it. So that is totally on me. So yeah, it's totally like, I feel stupid. That is totally true. But I also feel that I will not be the only one with these issues. And that, like, I'm not saying this is wrong. I was totally not the smartest here. The box did not help either. The fact that yeah, there we go. I'm hitting it, right? So now, that line that you see, like, it's... I thought, okay, I have to make sure the line goes to the left. From left to right. Yeah, the bug did not help. All I'm... Like, my point is that we've just not seen in any of the previews and any of the footage that there are puzzles like this in this game. And I just do think that that will turn off some people. So that is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's cool that there are puzzles like this. But I do think if you are used to the more modern AAA games, where they are a bit more generous with the puzzles. Like, I think Ragnarok is, for example... those puzzles are still super... Like, all the Sony games have way too easy puzzles. I get that. But it still feels sometimes... I think the Ragnarok, sometimes the older Uncharted puzzles, they were still satisfying if you completed them. So I'm just standing around and waiting for my... I think I can finally hit this one. And then it's this one again. Push the middle circle. Yeah, I'm trying. Does this game make you feel stupid? No way it's gonna sell well. The way I see it, it was your fault. Your spot that you were standing and how you aimed the skill. Sorry, if I stand in front of a thing and then use the ability, I expect him to punch straight. But I had to, like, get in... No, not enough spirit. See, I was... My worries are this game will have a lot of bugs. Yeah, I hope that that's not the case. But I do think they are going to be very fast, though, with fixing the bugs. Like, it is an MMO studio after all. I'm sorry, I thought I was hitting it right. Horizon 2 had some puzzles, yeah, I know. But Aloy would say the solution, like, the moment you walked into the room. Hogwarts Legacy puzzles were insane in terms of, like, how easy they were, right? Is the Unity got 60 FPS update? Yeah, I already made a short on it. And TikTok and stuff. Come on. Let me push. Let me push the button, please. I mean, I will only help you guys. So when you reach this point, you will know what to do. I think I'm standing correctly. This has to be it. We're gonna stand like this. No! Huh? I'm gonna show you people water gameplay in a moment here. Yes! Oh, and now we have this again. Yeah, the line continues. I'm like, okay, maybe I have to look at these other lines. Why are there other lines? Maybe that is what I'm looking for. But no, the solution is that you just have to push the buttons in the correct order. There we go. Okay. I think I have to do the right one now. But I think the lines are confusing. Like, why is there a line? It's not helping. But let's push this one. Let's push the right one because we just did the middle one, I think. These lines, usually they mean, okay, you have to follow them where they are from, and then I want to stand correct. I want to make sure that I stand right. This should be good, right? Come on. Come on, let me hit it. No! My instinct. Yes! But it was... I did it, but it was kind of random. It's kind of random, right? This puzzle rage baited you for sure. I would be down for that, Paladin. Kiwi Paladin. If Aloy would just join the game and be like, I know you suck, but this was a nice view, by the way, in the dark. Look at this.
Oh, you're the one who helped my friend. I have a gift for you. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Handy?
Now the power of nature flows through you.
They all have interesting accents in this game.
Then I can entrust this power to you. See ya.
This would genuinely annoy me so much, yeah. Let's hope the other puzzles are not like it. But, so here we have the polymer pill. So, by doing this main quest, you actually got the item that would give you, here, inventory space expanded. Here you got the item that would actually let you revive mid-combat. This looks sick, right? The night is kind of wild. Yeah, it doesn't have a photo mode, which is wild to me. Why can't Ubisoft make new games? Well, they're working on a lot of new games, but yeah. Good question. Yeah, we have to wait and see how the full game is in terms of the puzzles. To me, it was not really clear when I got into this game that there would be puzzles like it. And yeah, we just have seen other ways to handle it. At least a bit more difficulty settings for people that want that. And this game is like, no, we're not doing that. And yeah, I do respect that in a way, but I do think it will hurt the enjoyment of many people that maybe put this game on their radar because they saw the video of the guy of like Cliff flying a dragon and they're like, I want to do that. And then you get the game and you're stuck at a puzzle for an hour. Like, but yeah, that is what it is. We have to work for it to get here. Either way, I'm gonna be happy to live in this world. Oh yeah, for sure. Were some of the minigames fun for you? There were some minigames. The rock, paper, scissors with the kids was pretty fun. But I only did rock, paper, scissors and the arm wrestling. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Just some button bashing and stuff like that. The night is beautiful, but way too dark for me. Yeah, I get it. I totally get that.
Finally, a chance to test my mettle against a grey mane.
I played on PC, Hung. These games really need to have photo mode. Yeah, we already touched on that.
Oh, what do we have here?
Look at this. I think a grey mane's gone and found us.
Ah, our lucky day. How much was Muradin's bounty again?
The fat sack of silver.
Is your life worth so little?
Enough.
Hey,
I apologize for my men. They may have given you the wrong impression. I am the knight, Matthias. I've long wished to test my skills against a Greymane.
Yeah, it is a boss fight, and you're gonna have to find that out for yourself. That will be the stream for today. I still have some other things to work on and fix and finish. So thanks everyone for joining. Next week we will be back on the regular Wednesday. I think that makes some sense here. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you very soon. Thanks for all the questions. Again, I will have more content here on the React channel as we get closer to launch. And of course, my review and tips and tricks on March the 18th, the review. March 19th, the tips and tricks. With no spoilers, of course, for the story. So, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one. And I will speak to you guys soon.